This is Devil's Advocate 2 with Cameron and Daniel. I'm going to start off. Mine is basically saying that prayer and magic are not the same thing. And so here it is. Today I'm going to argue that prayer is not a form of magic. Both prayer and magic has rituals and intentions to bring about change. They are different in their purpose, the way of their practice, and their relationship with the divine. Prayer is a religious practice deep in faith and submissive to a higher power, where magic is focused more on manipulating supernatural forces to have personal gain. You will explore the main differences that has prayer apart from magic.
I'm going to argue for the same purposes that prayer is a form of magic. I say that because it could be a form of magic as it involves intentional focus and energy, and obviously your thought process of what towards you are praying for. And I feel that if your prayer does come true, or whatever you were praying for happens as you pray it, that could be just some type of influence the outcomes of that situation.
My part now is my argument one, basically. The purpose and foundation of prayer versus magic. Purpose and foundation of prayer, let's discuss. Submission to the divine is what prayer is like in most religious traditions. It has the expression of devotion, faith with a higher power such as God, gods, or universal entity. The aim for prayer is not to control the outcome of events, but to express gratitude, seek guidance, confess sins, or submit to divine will. For magic, it is mostly about manipulating supernatural forces for personal gain or to make an influence on specific outcomes. The user of magic most of the time believes that by performing rituals or using certain words, they can control supernatural powers to work in their favor. Prayer, on the other hand, involves surrendering control to a divine will, not controlling it.
I agree. I feel like both prayer and magic rely on clear intention of what you're praying for, because when someone prays, their thoughts, desires, and their emotions come out as a magic ritual would, and things like that, such as the word symbols and gestures, could play a significant role in both practices, but especially with magical rituals or events that go on as such.
Argument number 2, the role of divine will versus human control. Secondly, prayer is in its belief that the conclusion is to be of divine will, not of human power. In many religious times, prayer is a way to connect with God and to ask for help or express their individual desires. The main point is that the person praying is asking for divine intervention, acknowledging that the final decision lies with the divine being they are praying to. Magic, on the other hand, is about asserting control over supernatural forces, often by rituals, spells, or incantations. Users of magic think they can directly make an impact to the supernatural realm and force events to unfold in a specific way. In prayer, there is no such belief in human control. The person praying might be asking for something, but the outcome of that asking for something is to be in the hands of the divine.
Yeah, back to what I was saying. The words, symbols, gestures do play a significant role in both practices. It's either that prayer is not a form of magic or that it is, because with prayer, depending on what you believe in and things as such, there's different types of prayers, and in some of them they do certain symbol or gesture prayers of such, and that prayers can carry symbolic and emotional power, just as within magic, spells and gestures. Both prayer and magic often induce an altered state of mind that could happen from focusing on what you're actually praying for to eventually happen.
Argument number 3, prayer as part of religious practice, not personal manipulation. Prayer is embedded in religious practice and community life, where magic is outside of these structures. Prayer is not a personal power and manipulation, and it is of worship, devotion, and submission to a higher power. Prayer is conducted in communities like churches, mosques, synagogues, temples, where the belief is in the higher power that guides and governs the universe. Magic is considered more individualistic. Practices seek to gain power over the forces of nature. Magic can be performed in isolation, focus on achieving material or personal goals rather than connecting with the divine power.
Although that may be true, there's many different types of magic. There's not just individual magic traits or such. I think that the principles of both could just be seen as a type of manifestation or a desire for that prayer to become a reality. I think that prayer seeks divine intervention, while magic seeks channel energy or universal laws to achieve a similar goal.
Argument 4, number 4, theological and ethical distinctions. Prayer is to be connected with the higher power, not for immediate control like magic. To align with God's will, the individual believer's will. Prayer is seen to be a way to learn patience, understand divine wisdom, and grow closer to God. Faith is vital in that the trust with the divine. Magic, on the other hand, is a desire for immediate control. It's more for personal manipulation. Magic is not seen as a way to grow spiritually or ethically, but for achieving specific personal goals.
Just read the next one, too.
Alright. Argument number 5, rituals and religious law. Lastly, Christianity prayer is shaped by the followings of the Bible with the focus on love, forgiveness, and submission to God's will. In Islam, prayer, salat, is done 5 times a day according to strict rules following the will of Allah. Magic, on the other hand, operates outside of these religious teachings and ways. Magic is not governed by moral or ethical teachings of religious texts. Magic is more concerned of the user's will and personal outcomes most of the time, without the same ethical boundaries that pave the ways for prayer and religious practice. In the end, both prayer and magic may have some similarities, however, they are not the same. Prayer is an act of being under a divine will and is vital to religious life, focusing on spiritual growth and higher power. Magic, however, is about controlling supernatural forces for personal gain.